Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Connie. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foot Title Group. How's everybody doing today? Good gosh, I do this a couple of times a week, and it seems like the time between the last one I do on Thursday and the one I do on Tuesday is so long, and I really need to hook up one more time somewhere in between there because I feel like I really get disconnected with you guys, and I get so many questions in all of that time. So maybe we're going to add another day, but right now we're Tuesdays and Thursday mornings, somewhere between 7 and 9, and I hope you guys are tuning in and following along. If there's any kind of questions that we haven't talked about that maybe is something that you'd like to know more information about, please message me. I own a title company, and we've been doing home closings for over 30 years. And I don't know everything there is to know about real estate, but I've dealt with so many different things that if I don't know the answer, I do know where to direct you to get the right answer. So I love to talk about those things that maybe are questions, things that you haven't thought about, or maybe things that have come up before that you just didn't know who to ask. So thanks so much for taking your time to tune in. Good morning, Miss Kathy. Hey, Brenda. Hey there, Kelly. How are you? Hey, Craig. How are you guys doing down there in Florida? I hope everything's all right at your house and you guys are safe and have power back on. So thank you guys so much for taking your time to tune in. So today I wanted to talk for a few minutes about what happens when you can't be at the closing. So there is a form that you can use that's called a power of attorney. And the power of attorney gives you the ability to give the right to sign all your documents for you to someone else to act on your behalf. The thing that I want to talk about with power of attorneys is there's so many different things that can happen with power of attorneys that title companies and mortgage lenders are very cautious in using them anymore. And the reason is because there's just been so much fraud when it comes to a power of attorney. Just like with so many other things that can be created on the computer to look very real, powers of attorney are one area that people have been the fraudulent people who are thinking up these crazy things. This is an area they've really gotten dug deep into. And so, unfortunately, a lot of people in our industry are very gun shy about using power of attorney. Power of attorney works like this. So if you can't be at a closing, you're buying, you're selling your home, and you can't attend that closing, then you actually sign a power of attorney, which is a document that gives someone else the right to act on your behalf. And it specifically spells out what they can do and what they can't do. And there's a couple different types of power of attorneys. You can do a general. So a lot of times when you see people that are in the military that are overseas, they may give a general power of attorney to their spouse or to a family member if they're not married, that can act on things on their behalf. And then you may see something that's more specific, that is specific to real estate. And if someone's buying or selling a property, particularly buying, the lender is going to want to see something very specific to the loan that they're actually purchasing. So very detailed, not the loan, the loan that they're getting to purchase that new home. So they're going to want to see something very specific that addresses all those specific pieces about the loan and the property that they're purchasing. Hey there, Jeff. How are you this morning? So a power of attorney gives someone else the ability to act on your behalf and sign documents for you with whether you're selling or you're buying a piece of property. If you're selling, it still needs to be specific to selling that piece of real estate, but it doesn't have to be quite as specific because you're not doing a loan to purchase a piece of property, which is, there's a lot of liability for the lender to have someone else besides you sign that document. So the reason that a lot of companies are a lot less comfortable with power of attorneys now is, as I said, they're easy to create online. They can be fraudulently executed. Maybe the notary isn't really watching the person sign the document. So you have a notary, which is a person that is given a legal right to witness a signature, and it's pretty well understood that when a notary notarizes a document that they sat and watched someone sign that document and they verified that that person was who they say they are by some type of government issued ID, and then they're affixing their name saying, I did watch them, I verified it was this person. And so a notary would notarize that signature on that power of attorney. But because of the fraudulent things that have been happening. Notaries are signing things that aren't really watching people sign, so it may not be the right person signing the power of attorney, even though it says that. Somebody may be totally creating one that doesn't have anything to do with those people to be able to sell a piece of property that they don't really own. So I say all of this because some of it, you may think, wow, that sounds a little bit crazy, but unfortunately, because we're immersed in this all the time, we see it all the time. And so anymore, title companies and real estate agents and lenders are a whole lot less likely to offer doing a power of attorney, and much more likely with today's world and being able to email documents, Federal Express documents. There's a notary at most banks, real estate companies, mortgage lenders, title companies. So there's so many places that a notary is that we would much more prefer, if you happen to be out of the area when it's time for your closing, for us to send the documents to you so you can take them to a notary and sign in front of that notary, send them back to us so we know that you physically executed those documents. So we are all in the real estate industry, particularly, much more cautious about power of attorneys because they are such a common source of fraud. And we want to make sure that someone isn't selling your piece of property without you or buying a piece of property on your behalf and it really isn't you buying it. So we want to make sure that the people that are signing those documents are really the people that are supposed to be signing those documents. So we're more likely to send those documents either in electronic form to you or in an overnight capacity to get those documents signed properly and notarized properly so that all of the transaction is in fact done by the people that are have the interest and are expecting to do that. So if you have questions, more thoughts about this and ways that maybe you've seen or you want to have a discussion about, or maybe you have an unusual situation and you want to have a discussion about it, everybody on our team is always available to help you with these things. This is a concept that's true across the country, so it's not specific to Maryland and Virginia, although Foot Title Group is licensed to do closings in Maryland and Virginia, and we would love to help you with those questions. And if there is a specific question that is a little different in a different state, then we're going to certainly direct you in that direction to get the right answer for that. So we'd love to help you with those questions. Hey there, Carrie, how are you? Hey, Miss Kathy, thank you guys for tuning in. So if you found what we're talking about valuable, please hit the share button because there's going to be other people that you know that may have these same questions and that we can hopefully help them out with some information. The other thing is loads of information on our website about powers of attorney, about some of this fraudulent stuff that maybe you want to read more about, links to all kinds of things that you may need if you're doing a closing in Maryland and Virginia, and all kinds of resources that answer lots of different questions. We also have a specific resource for this month on our website, right on the front page of our website, our newest feature, which is first-time homebuyer frequently asked questions that could hopefully help you answer maybe some questions. If you're a first-time home buyer, or maybe you're not, maybe you've purchased plenty of times, but there may be some questions that you hadn't thought of or maybe that you had that you might want to see. So www.titlegroup.com. If you want to go on there and click on that, if you sign up for our email, you'll get some of that information monthly as it comes out. So hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Hopefully those of you that have tuned in that were affected by the storm are safe and sound, and your property is as well. We all have been thinking about you and praying for you. I look forward to talking to you all again really soon. Hope you have a fantastic day. I'm Connie Fuksa with Foot Title Group. Thank you for tuning in to Coffee with Connie. And at Foot Title Group, we protect your home ownership. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.